Welcome back, Crits and Failures, to the Critical Fail podcast. We are so happy to be here. We hope you are enjoying our odyssey through the world of 5th edition. We are having a lot of fun, and we're going to keep this going for as long as we can. This episode, like all episodes thus far, is brought to you by Matt's Mats. Matt's Mats are the acrylic 1-inch grid system that we make ourselves. Guys, we carve these things ourselves in Thornton's garage, and we use them to wield the magic powers of storytelling and amazing daring do. Please think about checking them out to support us. We will bring out other things as we can, maybe t-shirts or stickers. I don't know. Let us know if there's something you're interested in. But for right now, Matt's Mats is where it's at. So go to criticalfail.com. That's critical with a 1 instead of an L, fail.com. This episode has everything. It's got traps, fingertips, scrying spells, beholder goop, doll desecration, just the tip, brewer supplies, recipes, basically anything that the DM can use to kill his players without having to rely on shitty dice rolls. So let's see how it goes for our players in Critical Fail episode 27, The Tower Part 5.
We're going to have Jeff re-explain the events that occurred, causing...
I'm not your monkey.
Yeah.
Dance.
Your Dungeons and Dragons monkey.
Your DM, the monkey.
The monkey.
Okay, so Jake ever so skillfully cast a spell to unlock the chest, which, alerted everyone within a 300-foot area.
Made an enormous noise.
And then he went to open the chest, and a small hidden razor kind of went and nipped off the tip of one of his fingers. What part of his finger?
The tip?
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
And
Let's put on the spot.
Sorry, no, it was your thing. Just the tip, and it fell down and landed in a little drawer that then slid back into the chest. And then there was a note explaining that this was on purpose, and a few potions to keep Jake alive and well, or Uruth alive and well until he can meet himself in the future, from the sorceress Ipamari. And then Jake said, "Damn it," and grabbed Thornton's hammer and is now Billy Madisoning it. And he did 6 points of damage. So you hear a nice resounding crack, but you do not break it. You want to hit it again?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last part.
You want to hit it again? It did not break open.
Oh yeah, I'll continue hitting it until it's all in pieces.
Okay, yeah, we don't have to roll. Like you swing hard and you crack it, and actually the bottom drawer, like the front of it splits in half, and the bottom drawer pops back out on whatever spring mechanism it was working on.
Mm-hmm. Is my fingertip in there?
Nope, it's gone.
Now, I don't want to tell you how to play your character, but Thornton would continue to smash the box until it is little tiny pieces.
That's, I'm half in the mindset to do that, but I'm thinking I'm going to use that scrying scroll on my finger.
Oh, jeez. That's awesome. Okay.
I was going to save it for something else, but screw it.
Right. Like, I don't know, the mayor or whatever.
The mayor or my...
But this is more important at the moment.
So your rage or whatever just kind of takes over.
That fingertip is his moneymaker. This dude's a bug.
It is.
That's true.
It is.
All right. That's fun. So, yeah, okay, you sit down. I'm not even going to make you make checks for that because that's just so fun. You sit down and you read the scrying spell. As you read this, you realize, had you could have learned this spell, but you would have had to be much higher level in a different, a bard probably couldn't. A wizard could have probably transferred this and learned it, but somebody like you, it's a one-time use thing. Are you still cool reading it, actually, knowing that it's a one-time use thing?
Yep.
Okay. So you read the words, and they disappear as you read them out loud, and you are given this vision in your mind's eye, and you see... Let's do it cinema style. So, it starts on a window looking out of this tower window, and there's these frozen mountains spread out below, and the wind kind of howls past. You can actually hear whoosh, whoosh, and the camera, your mind's eye, slowly pulls back, and it reveals an identical chest that has a bunch of baubles and wires and runes kind of all over it, and the bottom drawer has popped out, and sure enough, there's a little bloody tip of your finger sitting there. And as it you keep pulling back, you see more and more vials and more magic artifacts on this table, and then this kind of like lovely but heavier set woman, probably in her mid-30s, long brown hair, kind of a simple dress. She kind of elegantly walks up and reaches up with her bejeweled fingers and grabs the piece of it, looks at it, and then kind of looks around in the area, and she kind of looks directly at you as though she can feel you sensing her. And she waves her hands, and a little purple kind of like glitter spark kind of goes in. She gives you a wink, and then you're painfully shoved back into this reality.
Oh, I can't flick her off. Oh, no, I can't draw the penis on her face either.
You can't press to digitize that far.
The time shall come.
What to do?
I continue destroying the rest of the box.
All right, very good.
So
He spaces out for a minute. And
You want to explain what you saw to the rest of the class?
I saw my next target. I explained the area to them. And
You explained your
somewhere
vision?
off in the mountains. There was something else I was just going to do.
I really feel like that maybe the beholder having those heavy set
That's
woman
what I was going to... Yeah.
stuff, we should go down and maybe take one and set it on fire, and then take the next and
Do I know?
bash it. The effigies.
Oh, start messing.
Were they of this...
Sure.
lady?
Yeah, for sure. That seems like a very logical conclusion. You've seen two heavyset women representations in the same day. It's very likely that they're the same one.
And they're only 2 floors apart.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
In the same tower. So you go down. So, okay. So Urith does his vision, comes back out madder than when he went into it. Bashes the thing to the rest of the bits, goes downstairs, and what do you do to the dolls?
To explain, once it's bashed to little tiny bits, I take my hammer back.
As he walks away, you kind of...
And I look it over. Okay, I guess he didn't mess it up.
Oh, and sorry, before I go down, I'm going to put the rest of those vials into my pack.
Okay. So you got 2 healing vials and 2
Back down to
antidotes.
floor 3.
Before I miss them by rage.
I'm not going to draw it. You go back down to that floor. The beholder is still sitting there against the wall. The smashed mirror frame is there, and the effigies are spread out about. A couple of them have little splatters of blood from the beholder. We'll say it's green blood because that's fun. And do you guys follow him down there?
Yeah. I have how many effigies were there?
20.
20? Okay. I take one of them and I shove it into the goo that is the open eye socket that I smashed
Okay.
and leave it.
Okay.
That is where one of them goes.
Make a dexterity check +5, just to make sure you don't get your... Okay, good.
18.
I just really wanted to knock you out again or something.
From my perspective,
Yeah. It was a 1.
it rolled off of that, off of 1 to
I'll
the
teach you.
Okay, so I tactfully just go,
No problem. And what do you do, Urith?
I pick up the ones that resemble... Is it all of them, or just a couple of them do?
They all do. They all look like
They all do.
poor attempts to make the same thing.
Okay. I'm going to grab... Wait, you just shoved one in the eye socket of this thing?
yes. Do you know why?
No.
The eye socket is full of the stuff that paralyzes you.
That what?
That paralyzes you.
Oh.
So,
I figured
so in character, Urith is like, "Why did you do that?" And Thornton
Yeah.
says,
Well,
"I touched it and it knocked me out."
If this is in any way connected to what you saw, these effigies, I figure soaking it in the paralyzing goo of this thing is not bad. Mm-hmm. And just leave it, and it'll continue to soak.
I like that idea. Yeah. I'm still going to hold on to the rest of them, though. Put those in my
You're
backpack.
grabbing 19 10-inch dolls.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm quickly. I'll take 2 from you. 2 more of them, if you're fine with that. One of
Sure.
which I absolutely smash into obliteration with my hammer. Very, very.
Because I don't know if these are from the same person, or if they have to be the same material. So this could be 20 different people
Sure, for
that
sure.
I'm trying to find.
And they're all your mortal enemy now. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you take.
So do you allow me to take the 2?
Sure.
Okay. One of them I
So-
smash into powder on the stone floor. And the other one, and this makes me very happy that I'm going to do this.
Okay.
I'm going to go down the stairs just far enough to get to the flame room,
Yeah.
and I'm going to toss it outside of the circle in the flame room and hurry back up the stairs.
Okay. Just for color text, about 3 rounds later you hear clink, and about 6 rounds after that you hear whoosh, and the room kind of noticeably gets warmer even where you are, and then you clink again.
And that's after the whoosh. I turn to Urith and kind of wink at him.
I'm just kind of confused by the whole deal of what they are doing.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very confused as to what's going on.
I will remind everyone that I am vengeful. I am an avenging paladin.
You're like the
And-
Batman of paladins.
Yeah. Had Batman ever found religion?
It would have been the religion at the end of his fist.
Right.
Just the tip of his fist.
Just the tip.
All right. You guys are back up on floor 6. What do you do? Do you move on finally?
I think so. And now, the potions that I had, there were 2 of them that were healing, and then 2 of them that were what now?
Antidote.
So, do you want to stick the tip of your finger into the healing potion and see if it does anything?
Well, I'm thinking I might have to take one anyway because of I'm still down a little bit. But
we had that
yeah,
rest.
to heal that finger up so I can continue to play would
We
be nice.
also had the 8-hour rest.
So you should be full on health points.
Oh, that's right, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did I get back my spell slot, my 1 used spell slot, by just sitting there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you guys took that night.
I know I didn't sleep, so I don't get health points or anything back, but I hadn't lost any yet,
Yeah.
so, you know.
So Urith, are you drinking a potion?
In order to play anything, I'm going to need to, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you take a drink, and sure enough, your fingertip kind of just scabs over. Then the scab falls away, revealing kind of like a fresh scar that kind of is tingly and painful, and then soothes back into kind of regular numbness.
Okay.
You know what I'm thinking? That's a good callus for playing.
That's what I'm hoping, yeah. I'm going to have to adjust everything by 1/8 of an inch now.
Yeah. He's gonna like some blues legend where he has like 1 finger gone, but it's not really gone, but he just tells everybody.
He's the only man with a 2-stringed lute.
Exactly. All right, cool. So there you guys are. Do you proceed up to the next room?
I say let's keep going. I'm happy.
It's the only way to go.
Right. So up and away. Are you handing me the?
Yep. So you guys pop up eyes first as the right, Thornton?
Oh yeah, still precautionary.
Yeah. Eyes first, and you are peeking at from the floor level of what can only be a
Oh,
Well, you don't want to be in the room, do you?
not yet.
what can only be described as a dog. No, I'm just kidding. What can only be described as a kitchen, some sort of kitchen and eating area. So it's kind of hard to tell, but maybe there's like a couple, like 4 tables, and then some stoves against the wall over here, and then maybe some like cooking utensils on the wall, and like a cabinet or something here.
Knowing that this is dwarven
Yeah.
establishment, I immediately look around for a cask.
For a cask?
Yeah.
Sure, you start rummaging.
Well, I'm imagining a cask is a big enough thing that I can just see it.
Sure. Do you see a couple broken pewter things that were casks of whatever, probably alcohol.
Of course.
I'm sorry, are you going around, or are you just looking from where you are?
I have proceeded farther into the room.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm just observing. I'm not rummaging.
Okay. Yeah, you Yeah, that's what you see kind of from where you are. There's plenty of stuff to kind of search through, though. There's the cabinet near you. There's a couple stoves on the other side. And let me see here real quick. Oh, yeah. And so from where you are on the far side, you can actually see a small antique brewery set.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
A brewer's supplies.
A brewer's supplies, and it's actually written down here. So that's what you see from where you're standing.
Okay. Do I see anything amiss? Like any traps? Should I do a perception check?
That's up to you, yeah, if you want to make a perception check.
I'm making a perception check. 16 plus 2 is 18.
Okay. As you move across this room,
Slowly and cautiously.
yeah, slowly and cautiously, nothing jumps out and makes. Yep, nothing. Nope. Yep, you're fine. You don't notice anything weird or anything like that. The only thing you actually notice is your eyes drawn back to the brewer set, and there seems to be something amiss with the base of it. Like it doesn't seem to be a simple base. So there's something going on there.
Okay, well, I approach the brewer set.
Okay.
And I examine it closer.
Okay, there appears to be just underneath the small copper cauldron. Let's say there's
The evaporator.
the something that would get hot. Maybe there's a small shelf that you'd actually have to kind of like tip the evaporator over and to open and look. It's not a shelf, but a trapdoor, tiny trapdoor. If you want, and you can open up to look underneath. Something was hidden under there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, just fucking open it.
Yeah.
There's a little book. Do you grab the book and look at it?
Sure.
The book is written in Dwarven.
Perfect.
Oh, good. I was going to ask you. And it's a book of recipes, including, because like dwarves don't separate ale and brewing recipes from normal recipes, so it's got all kinds of recipes. It's about half alcoholic recipes and half kind of like miners. It looks like they actually tried to cook nice stuff down here, for the miners when they were doing it.
So, like, recipes to do the best they could with what they could get.
Yeah, and I mean, I would even go so far as to say that there were some fairly luxury items, maybe like game hens and spices and things that it's not just like rocks and broth. it's they put a little bit of effort into it. So but then as well as quite some stuff. And you have a brewery background, and there's some recipes in here that you haven't heard of or seen before.
I take the book and the brewer's supplies.
Nice, very good.
And now have.
I'm going to say, go ahead.
I have one cookbook.
Yep.
So giddy.
You're more excited than you were at the treasure.
Oh, absolutely.
You could buy.
This is the gift that
This
keeps
is
on
liquid
giving.
gold.
You could buy a brewer's forge without the money.
Did you see how much? Granted, I did get enough money to buy one,
Yeah.
but they were not cheap.
Right, no, I know.
It's like 100 gold pieces or something for a stupid brewer's supply.
So you could only buy like 10
It's
of
like
them.
But the value
One
is in
platinum
the
piece.
cookbook.
Yeah.
That's
And they fun. How often do you come across new recipes you've never heard of or seen before?
Yeah, this is archaeology.
this is the equivalent of what was it, Budweiser that tried to do the batch 99 stuff?
Yeah.
Or the batch 19 that was from 1919, the beer.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
This is my dwarven equivalent to that.
There's also that, what was it? They found the recipe for that ancient Egyptian beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
They brewed that too.
So, just to give you a little bit of psychological insight, I'm not as upset about my shield really anymore. I'm a little too excited about these brewing stuff.
I will say that there is no more fighting with your bag on. With all this money and these kind of like delicate things and stuff like that. You can carry it, you're fine. Mm-hmm. But there won't be this like, let's make a run for it. I'm okay. I mean, that being said, you've still got your shoes on, so it's okay. You're not really.
Let's make a walk for it.
Yeah, make a walk for it. Clip clap, clip clap. I'm just saying you've got a lot of stuff. That's all I'm acknowledging right now.
Okay, so would it be beneficial for me to give the bard my 50 gems? Would that
Sure. Yeah. That
help
sounds. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
settle things down a little bit?
Sure.
My 50.
You hold on.
Our 50.
You were willing to split it when you first got it, but you've had it.
Thornton, you're supposed to be the bank here.
You've had it for more than half a day, so.
Well, I've still got 1,900 gold pieces and 50 platinum pieces. I can trust him to hold on to 600 gold worth of
Gems. All right, so there you are. What do you other guys do, Urith and Liam?
After you watch me giddy like a schoolgirl with my brewer supplies.
I'm going to do a quick search around the room.
Okay, make a perception check.
13.
Yeah, you're fairly certain that there's nothing else of value hidden in here. You know, broken pots pots and jars, and a few maybe rusted utensils, but nothing really noteworthy. It seems to have been kind of picked clean.
I'm just gonna head towards the stairs as these rooms are starting to just kind of be tedious and,
Exactly. For sure.
and repetitive.
You're effing done with it.
I would just like some fresh air.
Okay, so
Right.
this time you're ahead. I'm following with the bard behind. Yes?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. Liam leads.
The blind leads the dome.
Just putting a little bit more
The
effort into this next one.
Exhausted, disadvantage rolling, ranged character is leading the march.
Yep.
I
I
said,
see
Seems legit.
nothing wrong with
that's why I
this.
said the blind's leading the dumb. You guys aren't smart enough to push me behind you.
Hey, I'm in the back. So I'm fine.
So do you just walk up, or do you kind of peek your head up cautiously?
I'm just gonna walk straight up the stairs.
Nice.
You're just
Yeah.
boom.
He's like, I'm assuming that's what Thornton was doing. Yeah, you peek your head up there. You come up into another pure sleeping quarters. There's a bunch of beds in various level of decay lining both sides. There's a table that seems to be standing, though I wouldn't try dancing on it anytime soon. And then there's a staircase in the far northeastern corner.
I'm just gonna walk through and head towards the next stairs and
Okay.
ask these guys if we can just keep pressing on. That I would really like to have some fresh air and see the sunlight.
Are you maybe starting to feel like the rock?
claustrophobic.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, so you guys follow, or do you guys kind of take your time and?
I'll follow him in the same way that he's sick of being in this tower.
Yeah.
I am quite comfortable.
Right. It's like maybe a little insulted at what Liam said.
Right, like I have the opposite look on my face that he does.
Right.
For me, the longer we stay in this tower, the longer my list of vengeance gets. So I'm looking forward to getting out and enacting that vengeance.
And being vengeful.
You guys are like just the most vengeful group of creatures in the world. Okay, so Liam makes his way across. No one checks for anything special in that room, which is fine.
It looks like sleeping quarters.
Yep, sleeping quarters, and you guys are
Let's
good.
face it, my bags are full.
Yeah, you're like, I'm good. You guys got to return to town real quick, dump the loot,
Right.
come back in.
I've got to do a town portal.
It's a little Diablo heavy here. Yep, you guys walk up, and the next room is almost identical, just kind of going in the opposite direction with a bunch of beds and a bunch of everything going through. So what are you going to do?
I'm just gonna head towards the staircase.
Okay, and are you guys keeping up with him?
I'm standing
I'm
behind.
going to
I
do
can't
a
go
kind of a
anywhere.
quick glance around as we're going through.
I can't go anywhere without them, so I have to stay with them.
Yeah.
So are you downstairs then looking around, or did you go up to the next one?
No,
Jake?
we'll screw that one. We'll go up to the top one.
Okay, so you're actually slowing down to look around in here?
He just said he was looking around as he went, keeping an eye out on things. Jake, make a perception check.
9.
Awesome. Okay.
Beds. There's beds. Thanks.
Okay, so somewhere right around here, a very familiar spell erupts as Liam kicks a tripwire that he wasn't even bothering to look for between the beds. There is a detonation of a thunder wave. Urith, perhaps for a moment, you're like, hey, I recognize that. As the blast of force rips out in a circle from that spot and throws you forcefully into the wall and throws the two of you this way into ethereal spikes that appear in the middle of the air and just hover there. And you guys fly face first towards them.
Do we get a saving throw against that?
Yes, you do. So to see what happens, 1 second here. Everybody make a Constitution check.
10.
22.
Okay, you're good.
I nat 20'd my
Nice.
Constitution check.
I had.
You're like,
Thank you.
what'd you roll there?
It was an 8.
I got 15.
Okay, so 2d8, 7, 8, 9. So Urith and Thornton take 4 points of damage from the blast itself, and are kind of stumble, but you do not fly into the spikes, Thornton.
I just get pushed most of the way.
And you guys take half damage from that spell.
Okay.
So that's what happened there. You take the full 9 damage and are thrown into the spikes out the opposite side of the room and take another 7 points of damage. So 16 points of damage as you kind of stick into the air, like pin-cushioned in the air, and then the spikes kind of almost immediately disappear and you fall to the ground. I thought that was funny anyway. And that's what happens that turn. What do you do next? This is like, I'm just starting to get this
lay on the ground? I don't think I do.
I'm starting to get this Home Alone vibe from this tower.
Okay. Having watched this and knowing the condition that my friend is in here, I'm going to expel Cure Wounds,
Okay.
which is a logical thing to expel, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let me just read it again because it's been weeks.
Make a Constitution check.
3.
You go down a worse level in exhaustion.
Okay. So I give you 1d8 of health points. Plus your spellcasting ability modifier, which is...
Wisdom, I thought we figured out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or at least it is for me. I don't know.
So you get 4. You're welcome.
Thanks, buddy.
I could have done lay on hands and given you 5 for the same cost, but I'm a gambler.
Very good.
Expelled.
It's fine. I'll use Cure Wounds on myself as well.
Okay. You guys you pick yourselves back up and cast a couple spells.
Oh, good. 4.
So now you're rolling like the DM.
8. You got 8 points back.
Yeah.
Look at you.
You're not bloodied. That's good. All right, so yeah, you guys get back up, a little sore, a little tousled, perhaps a little startled. What do you do next?
Search the rest of the room.
Yeah, I'm going to look for more traps in this room.
Okay, so from right where you are.
Just because. I'm going to look around.
Okay, you two make a perception check, Urith and Thornton.
I'm just going to lay on the floor.
Okay.
12.
So I get 19.
Okay, so you guys are both feel like as you're doing it, you now see the thin piece of filament that was placed there. It looks way too non-rusted to have been put here 200 years ago. It seems like something like that kind of leaps to your brain, and it's like been kicked and kind of snapped out from the wall, like wherever the mechanism was that it went into, and triggered the magical blast.
Does it seem to be dwarven in any way?
Nothing screams dwarven to you.
Okay.
I would say this is too dainty and refined of a trap for dwarven make, probably.
Dwarves would have bashed something.
Yeah, it would have been like the ceiling repeatedly stomps you into mush, perhaps.
I'm thinking of the big falling blocks in Super Mario Brothers.
Right. Yeah. That's your definition of a trap.
Kunk.
They can't help but make like an angry face on it, just just so you know it's a trap.
Yeah. That's a trap.
That's a trap.
Okay.
All right.
Admiral Akbar.
So there's
nothing else jumps out at you guys, either of value or of trappiness.
Okay.
The ceiling above is again super reinforced. This is the second room that you've seen with a very reinforced ceiling.
Okay. I'm going to proceed up the stairs more.
I'm going to first apologize for my impatience, and we'll stick to the tried and true method of
the dwarf
lead.
first.
Patient? No.
So what we're going to do, instead of me just kind of putting in a filler room for no reason, I'm going to have you guys come up in a slightly different spot than what I drew there.
It's fine.
Like you climb the stairs, and you're going to come out over here. Slide those all out of there. And you erase that 6. So you guys come up.
Which stairs do we come up?
These ones, yep.
Okay.
So Thornton pokes his
first.
head. Yep. Pokes his head. And immediately you're in another lift room for sure, because right to your right there's a gaping openness that falls off into nothing. Up above you, there is another metal beam that sticks out into the darkness that you can see, but there is no mechanism on the floor. The floor instead is almost like carpeted with like a thick, heavy canvas for whatever reason, and it's kind of like oily and dirty, but in fairly decent shape. And then there's a staircase to the north side of the room.
Do I need to do okay? First off, I'm going to do my tried and true. Come out and go a square.
Yep, gotcha.
Are you guys following in the same order?
Yep.
As normal?
Yep.
Okay. You're both up here.
I'm gonna. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, do it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna inspect that the floor there. You said it was a heavy canvas that it was covered in?
Yeah. Thornton and Uruth make perception checks.
9.
8.
Okay. Yeah, you notice that. It's just like you can't quite get a hand on it, but you're pretty sure that if you picked it up, you could shake the whole floor. You know, it's like kind of like carpet. You can't quite get a grasp on it, but yeah, it's just like a big thick canvas. Yeah. I only didn't give you a perception check because you didn't say you were looking for anything. You're just hanging out.
Nope.
Yep. Good. He's good.
I'm strolling behind.
I like it.
Okay. So as far as I have perceived, with my fabulous roll, there's no traps or anything weird.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing alarming jumps out at you.
Just for the sake of being curious, I'm going to go to the open wall and look up and down.
Okay. Yeah. So you look down, and your night vision isn't quite far enough to see to the next room down below, and it just falls off into the darkness. Same thing above. Same kind of like rough-hewn wall. You perhaps hear a couple bats, like kind of chirping out there in the darkness, and you can't quite see them. And every once in a while, you almost feel the echo of like a breeze. Like there isn't really like air blowing through here, but you feel like the air is moving.
A little bit of movement.
Yep, a little bit of just kind of barometric pressure shifting.
Okay. So to recap, we've basically searced the room.
To recap, you guys have looked around from where you are and searched the mouth of it. He looked at the floor. Yeah. You guys didn't. I haven't moved you guys past that.
So I will. Yeah, I was looking out here.
Down the bottom.
This way?
Yep.
He was just hanging out here, and
He was checking out the floor.
hanging out there. So.
Yep. Ooh. Yeah. Maybe you want to see how far the drop is and throw the ranger out the window.
Well, if it didn't cause the light to disappear from Jake's sword, I would have him cast light on like one of my copper pieces and throw it off the edge and see what it does. But it would destroy his original light, right?
Right.
Yeah. So no, that's not worth it to me. Considering from my recollection, that's where we were.
Right.
Was down there.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
So not only am I throwing away money, I am gaining.
You're like, I wish I
nothing
brought a
from it.
copper piece. To maybe then I could have thrown it. But
No, I do have copper.
oh, do you?
Well, I had money originally,
Yeah.
and I had spent.
I can cut up a piece of the stuff on the floor, cast it on that, and throw it out.
Well, casting light will get rid of the light you have on your sword, right?
Yeah, and then I just recast it because it doesn't cost me anything.
I don't know if I want to set the pitch black.
Do you need to hold me?
Maybe.
Liam quietly reaches over and holds Thornton's hand. Do you do that? Do you do that, Uruth? Or are you gonna?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, cool.
Make a paper airplane out of it.
For a moment, so you take a knife and you cut a bit of the floor right there, and I'm just guessing like a strip, like a 1 foot, 2 inch wide strip of it or whatever. And you cast light on it, so the room goes dark and then comes back light again. For a moment, you realize exactly how dark it is, and then reminded once again as you drop it off the side. As you see the thing kind of flutter and fall, it kind of drifts back and forth as the air takes it. You see the other beam go by, and then way off in the distance, it does eventually seem to settle something, and you can't really make out what's down there, but it sure looks like 200 feet below, there's a little speck of light.
Did there appear to be any shafts that went into the roughly hewn wall as it fell?
Sure. Nothing crazy. You might even be like, maybe that's a cave, and it could have been like little bat caves or little ventilation things. Nothing like super ostentatious and obvious. And the wall is so roughly done that the shadows were just dancing and arcing across. But nothing.
So nothing of substance.
Nothing of substance.
All right. I'm good. I'm ready to go up the stairs.
I'm gonna recast it on my rapier.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Now I can see again, and you guys start walking across. Who's going first?
Oh, I think it's normal marching order, fellas.
Okay, you don't get that far. Like that?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. Thornton, you walk to the middle of the room, where when you step, you feel a click. The door behind you slams shut. The staircase in front of you has a metal gate slammed shut in front of it, so you can't get to it. And the floor starts to move towards the opening, conveyor belt style. It is moving at about the speed of a walk.
Not my walk.
Not your walk.
To be clear.
A human walk.